All right, I think we're live. What's up, guys? Paul Avicoli here. And on tonight's call, we're going to be sharing with you guys some valuable information. Information that's going to basically allow you to become an authority online. And I know Nick and I talk a lot about becoming an authority, but the reality is you don't pay anyone a single dime for help, all right, for their product, for their service, unless they are an authority, or you view that business as an authority, or you view their product as an authority to the point where it can help you, all right, help you in whatever it is that you're buying the product for. For instance, if I go into the store, all right, and I see, let's say, an $8 pot, okay, and then I see an $80 pot that I can buy, right, and I can boil my water in both, and they both work. But the reality is, what do I perceive as the authority? Because I see this other pot that's 80 bucks and I'm like, well, instantly, because it costs more, all right, well, obviously this product better stand by. What if it was the same quality as the $8 one? You'd be like, well, what the hell? Why did I pay, 80 bucks for something that's the same quality? See, it cannot be the same quality. In your, content, what you provide, the value that you bring to the table cannot be the same after you go through this course, okay? It cannot be the same as the $8 value. It has to be the $80 value. It has to be the $1,000 value. It has to be the $20,000 value. There's a reason Anthony Robbins can charge so much, okay, for everything he teaches and does, because he understands that every single thing I teach is so value-packed, all right, content-driven, whatever it may be, that he's willing to have people pay him a hell of a lot more money than the other guy. So that being said, I want to introduce you guys, before we get into this this program, if you will, this call, I'm going to teach you guys a few things here after Nick talks to you guys a little bit about content creation. Because in this video we told you we're going to provide some real value. We're going to teach you how to create content that sells your product or service, all right, how to create a content roadmap. And this is a day-by-day process. This isn't something that, you're going to do all in one day and then you wait the entire month. This is a day-by-day type of thing, all right? What types of content you can create to entice the perfect customer. Now, this is something that's interesting because a lot of the times, all right, you may be attracting people, but you may be attracting the wrong people. You got to understand that sometimes you don't want to work with some people. I've gone through that period my entire, business career, if you will. I was in there in the game, always working with people, that I personally didn't want to work with. People that were always asking me stupid questions. And I got to be honest with you, they say there's no such thing as a stupid question. Well, there's a lot of stupid questions out there, and a lot of people ask them. So how do you get away from those people? Okay, and the last thing is how 30 days of content, all right, can help you to explode your business. Simply 30 days. 30 days. And there's a lot of reasons why, but I'm going to go over those things, and I'm going to make it pretty quick, pretty short. Hopefully this thing's under an hour this time. Last call, I think it was like 2 hours, and it was kind of ridiculous. And I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, got all fattened up, for the call, because now you're not going to be able to get out of your chair. All right, you're actually going to pay attention and listen, right? So I want to introduce you to, my good friend Nick Anderson, who's going to come out here to Montana. He's living in Boise right now. He's going to come out to Montana in 2 days to come ski. And now that I said that on the call, he kind of has to, because he's like in midway right now. So he's going to find a way to get out here. It's about an 8-hour drive. And Nick is an absolute beast when it comes to content creation. I don't know anyone who's more consistent with content creation, and mostly videos. This guy, I swear it's ridiculous. I hated him for it because I was like, I don't want to do that all the time. But every single time while we were living together, I'm sitting here, right? And he's like, oh, dude, I got this other idea. And then he goes in, like, wakes up, or excuse me, he goes and stays up until like 6 in the morning, 9 in the morning, thinking about it, planning it, working on it in his mind first. And then the next day he just goes to work. He punches out an entire 30-minute tutorial in a matter of a day, takes another day to edit the video. And, voila, in 2 days, you've got freaking masterful content that actually sells, content that actually helps the average viewer. And he gets massive amounts of people that look up to him for it. But why is that? Why is that? Because Nick, all right, he's not only consistent, but he provides content that is very valuable to his target market. So you're going to hear these same terms a lot, all right? But Nick's an absolute beast at this, and he taught me everything I know. And it's something that I'm thankful for every single day. But now that the students surpass the master, I'm totally kidding. Now that the student's there with him, you know, we're both here to help you guys grow, help you guys learn. So here's the deal. I say this in every single call. My dog's barking. I say this in every single call, but it's very, very vitally important that you turn off your freaking cell phone. All right, unless you're using it for notes, but I don't even recommend that. Pen and paper works best. They say a short pencil is better than a long memory, right? And that's the truth. You need to write this stuff down. You know, one idea could change the game for you. One idea could change your business. One idea could change your life. And I truly believe that, because now when I pick up books, I don't see books as, you know, a chore. I see books as, what if I got one idea that made me $1 million? You know, a good quote from Jim Rohn was, he said, you know, these kids would ask me, why did you pay, you know, $26 for an empty book? He would call it his journal, right? If you don't have a journal, get one. He said, why would you pay $26? He said, to press me if I can't find something worth more than $26 to put in it, to press me. And so right now, one of these ideas could be worth a lot more to you, all right, than the amount of time. I mean, think about it. You're working at your job. I don't know how much money you make. Maybe you make, you know, 10 bucks an hour. Maybe you make 15. Maybe you make 20. Maybe you make 30. Maybe you make 50. Okay, but whatever it is, this 1 hour, imagine if you spent this 1 hour completely focused, dead center on your computer screen right now, watching every single word that comes out of my mouth, every single word that comes out of Nick's mouth, and that alone, that one idea was worth that hour's work to you. What if it was worth 10 times that? What if it was worth 100 times that? 1,000 times? You're beginning to get the picture here, but I need you to pay attention, all right? And I'm going to continually say that until you start to realize that this is not just some call, but that this is your education, okay? And your education should be taken very, very seriously. And if you don't, well, then you're in the wrong game. So that being said, Nick is going to hop on the call right now. I'm going to, you know, mute myself. I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to take notes. And I hope you guys are there with me.
Awesome, man. Can you hear me real quick?
Yes, sir.
Sweet, sweet. Well, if you guys haven't been taking notes already, I already got down one quote right there. A short pencil is better than a long memory. I love that one. I'm going to use that in a video now and steal that from you, man. But if you guys would see my desk right here, you guys would see how many notes I have. And the cool thing about this is the fact that you can always learn from people, you guys. Always be learning, always be growing. And no matter, you know, who you're listening to, you know, can constantly be taking notes on that. Because when you write stuff down, you know, it's a lot better than taking notes on your computer. You know, if you guys have been listening to Think and Grow, not Think and Grow Rich, Your Wish is Your Command, he talks about that. The power behind writing stuff down versus just thinking it. You know, your memory can only remember so much before you forget information. So what I want to do for you guys is I just want to, you know, give you a little plan of action that you can do when it comes to creating content. But before I do that, I'm going to screen record in a little bit and show you guys some pretty cool stuff. But, you know, when I was starting out with video marketing and content creation online, I had no idea what I was doing. Let's be honest here. You know, back in 2012, I saw all these gurus online, people like Eric Worre, you know, Ray Higdon, Todd Falcone, you know, Cesar Rodriguez. I would research online, like, you know, how to do cold prospecting, how to do cold marketing. I'd stumble across a few of Cesar Rodriguez's videos, you know, be 10 times bolder. And what I would do is I'd go around Walmart and I'd approach people and I'd be scared out of my mind. So I was like, you know what, this isn't the method that I wanted. I don't want to do this. I don't want to cold prospect people. I would rather put myself out there online, create videos, put marketing material, do blog posts and stuff, and be able to attract people to me that are hunting me down, that are chasing me down, wanting to join my business. So what I did was I started making videos, and I literally fell forward quickly. I had no plan of action. I had no roadmap. I had no, you know, training calls like this. I was just literally like spending money on different courses, and I learned some good information, but at the same time, I had no one to mentor me and guide me along the way on what I needed to do. So I just started creating videos out the fly. You know, I would just like record myself. I was actually too scared to record myself in the start. So I just like started recording my computer screen, and you can tell in my voice, I was very unsure of myself, very shaky, and just talking all about the product, the service, the compensation plan. I was giving no value, and I wasn't giving any call to actions to people. So for a year straight, I got no results. But what kept me in the game, what kept me consistent with video making, was the fact that I was passionate about it. I had fun with it. You know, I love editing videos. I love doing that stuff. So I feel like if you don't have any passion for what you're talking about, then not only are you going to bore your audience half to death, but you're going to burn yourself out. You know, I was reading a statistic earlier. It says 9% of small business owners are using YouTube as a platform to market their business. Now, why is that? YouTube has over 1 billion people that are using it. There's over 4 billion videos viewed every single day. And there's over 300 hours worth of video content being uploaded every single minute. Why aren't they using it? It's the second largest search engine out there behind Google. So people are looking up online. Videos is the best way to market yourself. I believe it's because 91% of small business owners have tried it out, and they just didn't have any passion for it. And because they didn't have any passion for it, they bored their audience, they didn't get any results, and they burnt themselves out. See, I love every video that I make. Like Paul was saying, I'll stay up till like 6 in the morning, just like thinking of ideas, researching, taking notes. And then literally, like, sometimes I won't even sleep, and then I'll work on the video all the next day. Sometimes I'll be like tired of my videos. You can see like the bags under my eyes, and then I'll go to work editing it for like, 5 hours at a time. Now, the average person, if they were working on a video that they didn't enjoy doing, they didn't enjoy making, they wouldn't want to do that. They'd drive themselves insane. I love it. That's the fact that I'll stay consistent with it, you guys. So, when I started putting out content there for a year straight, I finally discovered, how to speak on camera, how to convey ideas to people in a way that compels them to take action and want to work with me personally, want to reach out to me. And I learned how to give strong call to actions to not only build my subscriber base, but to start generating leads. And I want to show you guys exactly how to do that. So I'm just going to screen record really quick, and Paul, your screen's off, but let me know. Hold on one second. Let me know if you can see my screen when it pops up. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So I went ahead and took some notes down here for you guys so you can follow along with me. So basically what I want to show you how to do is how to never run out of ideas for videos, and how to, create content for an entire year. Because a big problem that I had in the beginning was, I wanted to make videos, but some days I kind of felt a little brain dead. If you ever feel that way before, where you're just like, I want to make a video, but I don't know what to say in my video. I don't know what to make this a video about. I don't even know who's going to watch this, or why I would even make this video. I went through that too. So I want to show you how to never run out of ideas, and how to consistently create content on a basis. And you guys can come up with like a year's worth of content if you want to do this in, a day of just sitting down, buckling down, writing out all your ideas right here. Okay. So the very first thing that you want to do before you even construct a video is identify your target market. Who are you speaking to? Who are the people that you want to relate with? Who are the people that you want to work with? And I took some notes, so hopefully you guys can see this if you want to write these down. So a good way to identify your target market, you want to start with the age. What age group do you want to work with? Do you want to work with people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s? A best way to determine the best target market for you is people that are around the same age as you. Because you can relate with them the most. If you're in your 20s, you relate with 20-year-olds. If you're in your 50s, you have more life experience. Relate with people in the 50s, maybe even people in their 30s. So for me, my age group is a 23-year-old guy. Is it a guy or a girl? And I went even more specific and named the dude. So 23-year-old guy named Steve. Okay. So if you be very, very specific with this, you're going to know exactly what you can say in your videos. And on top of that, just write down experience. Okay. What experience do they have in the industry that you're in? So let's say you're in real estate. Do they have experience selling houses? Are they not a real estate agent? Are they looking to buy houses? Maybe they already own a house, and they're just looking for a second home, or maybe they don't even have a home. They're renting apartments and they're looking to buy a home. See, the more specific you are with this, exactly what they're struggling with or what they're looking for. So for me, mine is a 23-year-old guy named Steve who has 1 to 2 years of experience in the network marketing industry. So he already knows what network marketing is, and he's currently with a company. Now, do they have a job or do they not have a job? For me, my perfect prospect and my target market, he has no job and he's full-time inside of his business. So he's earning enough income, meaning he already has a team of people built up to be able to support himself. But at the same time, you want to figure out what they're struggling with. So pain and pleasure. People always move away from pain and towards pleasure. So if you can figure out what your target market is struggling with, what their biggest pains, their struggles, their heartaches, what's kind of like eating them up inside, then you're going to know exactly what to say in your videos to, inspire them to take action and relate with their struggle. See, if you're always talking about, the benefits of network marketing, the benefits of your business, but you're not going in depth on your struggle, on their struggle, and relating with them, then they're not going to want to join you, and it's not as compelling. So for me, my target market's pain is the fact that he's struggling to get leads, make sales, and struggling to recruit people. He kind of feels like he's relying on his team. He already has a team of probably like a few hundred people, but he's relying on his team to produce for him because he's burnt through his warm market. All of his family members, his friends, his relatives, they don't want to do the business with him. He's tried cold prospecting. It hasn't worked for him. And now he's researching online, ways to generate leads online, ways to, make money online. And so he can, have a breakthrough in his business and get to the next level. And also, what are the pleasures? What do they want out of their life? What are the deep down unconscious desires that they want their business to do for them? All right. So do they want to create, an additional stream of income on top of what they're currently doing, supplement their income? Do they want to replace their income completely and travel the world? They just want to be like a nomad and go to like freaking like Thailand. They want to go to like South America. Do they want to go to Europe? Do they just want to travel all over the place and have enough money to be able to live that type of lifestyle? Do they want to retire their parents? Do they want to provide, a better future for their family, for their kids, their future family if they don't have one? And what type of mindset do they have? Or do they want to be a millionaire? Or do they just want to create an extra couple thousand per month so they can quit their job? See, when you're specific with this, you guys, this is the most important step before you even make a video, because if you don't know who you're speaking to and you start making videos, it's unrelatable. You're not going to know exactly how to structure your content and how to structure it in a way that compels people to want to work with you. You see where I'm getting with this, okay? So once you've identified your target market, I have my notebook right next to me, you guys. I have an entire page written out of the specifics on who I'm marketing to and who exactly I want to work with. And when you do this, not only is it going to help you make your videos, but it's going to make your life a lot easier. Paul was saying, so you don't work with people that are like just irritating you. I remember when we were in our first business, we started out with people, that were in college. Then all of a sudden it started to get into like this weird demographic of people that were like 16 and 17-year-olds that were just like in it to get rich quick and like not professional at all. And it was just like completely frustrating because, they didn't have the right mindsets we were looking for. So once we got very, very specific with our target market, we started attracting a more professional client base. Okay. So if you're trying to attract more professional people, write down you're looking for professionals. You're looking for a professional person that, has experience in their business. Okay. Now, after you've identified your target market, the next thing that you're going to want to do is do keyword research. Okay. See, I used to create videos without doing any keyword research, and I would just make a video like a tip of the day or something. While that provides value, it doesn't reach, specific people, and it doesn't allow you to rank your content on the first page. So you'll go like maybe like 6 months to a year at a time without getting a lot of traffic to your channel. I had a lot of videos, but I didn't have any views on my videos. Once I did keyword research, I was able to rank specific videos on the first page. So a quick tip to do this, you guys, is do how-to videos. Those are good ways to do this. So for example, if I go on Google keyword planner right here, if you go on Google and type in keyword tool, let me pull this up really quick. So the keyword tool, you're going to see Google AdWords keyword planner. If I just click that, it should be like one of the first links beneath the ads, and then it should bring up hold on one second. Wait for it to load. Okay, so once it's loaded, all you do is you click search for keywords using a phrase, and then you search a specific keyword. So I have an example right here, how to make money blogging, okay? So right here, if I want people that are looking for information on how they can make money by creating a blog, I already have, that has 9,900 searches. If I just type that in right here and I click keyword options, you want to only show ideas closely related to your search term. This is going to filter out all the junk keywords that aren't relatable at all. So make sure that's on. You click save. Then you click get ideas. Now it's going to bring up an entire list of ideas. All I have to do is click keyword ideas. It's going to bring all of them up right here. Okay. So like I said, how to make money blogging gets 9,900 searches per month. Right now, imagine if you rank that in the top, not even the top position on YouTube, but on the first page, and you got like 100 people, 100 out of 9,000 to watch your video per month. How many views is that per day, you guys? I'm not that quick at math, but what is it, like 3 or 10? I don't even know. Like, I'd have to bust out a calculator for that. But once you guys understand this and you go through these and you can find some keywords that you specifically want to make videos about. Look, how to make money by blogging gets 880, low competition. So that would be a perfect keyword to rank if you're brand new with, video marketing, you guys. And once you get your content out there and you rank it on the first page, I'm actually coming out with a training series, a free 3-part training series that's going to teach you, how to rank your content, a specific method that I use on every single video. Let me just give you guys an example. If I go over to YouTube and I type in a keyword like, make money on Instagram, this is a pretty popular keyword right here. If I type that in, okay, right here you have 2 ads. So people are paying to get these videos ranked. The next video, the first one, this is my video right here. This has about 15,000 views, and I uploaded this 2 months ago. Okay, so after a year, this probably will get around 100,000 views. Now, if I go and type in, how to do email marketing, okay, so that keyword right there, you have 2 ads. This guy's video a year ago, 76,000 views. This video right here, 4 years ago, for some reason, 375 views. Who knows why? This video a year ago, 2,000 views. My video 8 months ago, 1,000 views. So, you know what, that's a trickling amount of views. So when you guys create content that is specific towards a target market, so I'm looking for people that want to do online marketing, want to do email marketing specifically. And once I rank that video, that's there forever, you guys. You know, as long as I'm not like doing any sketchy stuff with my YouTube channel and it doesn't get removed, that'll stay out there. And I've saved all my videos, you know, I have a few different YouTube accounts as well that I've uploaded them on to back them up. But you guys kind of see where I'm getting at here, and you guys can get some examples here. So when it comes to creating content for an entire year, what you'd want to do is you want to type in a keyword that is specific to what your target market is searching for. So for example, if you're in a health and nutrition company, what are people interested in that are looking up when they're, you know, researching online? Well, since you're selling health and nutrition products, weight loss products, you would type in like how to lose weight. So if I go over here and I type in, you know, how to lose weight, check this out. It's going to show up all these ideas right here. Look at this. How to lose weight gets 450,000 searches per month. Now, this is, if you try and rank this keyword and you're brand new, chances are you won't rank for it because it has, you know, a lot of searches. So obviously there's some people out there that will outrank you, but you want to go for the more specific keywords that, you know, have less competition, lower searches. And this is going to allow you to build up your presence, build up your brand over time. And over the next 6 to 12 months, when you guys start creating content for these specific keywords, like, you know, tips on how to lose weight, it's 4,000 searches per month. If I just type in, you know, tips on how to lose weight, it'll bring up even more specific keywords right there. So you can take these keywords and look at this. Tips on how to lose weight in a week. A very specific keyword gets 70 searches per month. That would be very, very easy. I could rank that video in the first spot in one day, following the method that I'm going to teach you guys in this YouTube course. So very, very powerful information right here, you guys. I hope you're taking notes on this, okay? So once you do keyword research, the next step is make the video, right? You know, simple, you guys. Take action. Get out there. You know, the reason why, you know, I built up a brand for myself is I just out-teach my competition. That's it. I just make video after video after video. I don't sit there and dwell on the information. Like I was saying earlier, passion, having passion and loving what you do is the most important thing. Passion is greater than knowledge. See, people, the reason what holds back most people, 91% of small business owners from even starting with YouTube, is they think they have to know everything. They think they have to be, you know, this wizard with information, the guru to even start. I'm sure you guys have heard me say this quote before, but you don't have to be great to start. You just have to start in order to be great. If you think you have to know everything to start, it's going to hold you back and you're not even going to take any action. You know, fall forward quickly. You know, it's ready, shoot, and then aim. Not ready, aim, 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 then shoot, because you'll never take action. You know, just make a video, you guys. You're going to make some mistakes on it. You're going to stutter in the video. You know, I stutter all the time. Sometimes it takes me like, you know, I remember shooting videos when I was starting out, and this still happens to me to this day, where I have to do like 20 to 30 takes because I'll keep screwing up. I'll forget what I'm saying. But, you know, people appreciate when you make mistakes. You want to know why? Because it shows that you're human. If you're perfect every single time, and this is one thing that I have to kind of work on, I try and be perfect every single time. That's kind of like unconscious thing that I want to do. You know, I want to get my content on point, but at the same time, it's like if I do make mistakes, it's more relatable with people. So when you take action, you guys, here's just a simple process you can follow, and then I'm going to pass this back off to Paul to give you guys a 30-day plan of action. But when you make a video, there's 3 things that you want to do in every single video to make it consistent, and so you can start generating leads. Because if you're not doing these 3 things right here, then number 1, people are either going to exit off your video, or number 2, they're going to watch your video all the way to the end, but then they're going to exit off your video and go to another video because you didn't give a call to action. So step number 1, write this down. It's an attention getter, okay? So a great attention getter that you can do is like a little intro. Maybe if you know how to edit using iMovie, like you guys can see I'm on a Mac. I just use iMovie. It's pretty simple to use. You can go on YouTube and type in how to edit videos on iMovie, and you'll find a tutorial that shows you how to do it. But if you don't even want to take the time to edit it, if you're like really not technically challenged, if you're technically challenged, you can go to Fiverr.com with 2 R's, and you can search for, you know, video animation and have a professional edit a video intro for you. Like if you guys watch my videos where it flashes in and it shows trainuptorankup.com, I had a dude on Fiverr edit that for me. Guess how much it cost? $5. $5 to do that. And if you want to pay them more, you can get a really professional video intro to really wow your audience right there. So that catches their attention right away, because the average person has an 8-second attention span. You know, as social media becomes more prominent and prevalent today, people are going to be like, attention spans just getting less and less and less. I was watching a Tai Lopez video, here in my garage, that dude right there. And he was talking about people's attention span. So if you capture their attention within the first 10 seconds, chances are they're going to watch your video all the way to the end. Now, in order to keep their attention throughout the video, the main content, the whole bulk of your video, whether it's a 5-minute video, a 3-minute video, or a 10-minute video, you want to give a lot of value. Okay. So when you give value, here's what I like to keep in mind. Okay. You either want to teach people something that you just learned in a personal development book, something you learned in the MLSP back office. You're going through one of the trainings, you hop off this webinar, you can make a video talking about this, you guys. What I would do if I hop off this webinar, I would say how a 3-step process to make effective YouTube videos. And I would teach these 3 things right here. So you're recreating content that you already learned. You're teaching people, you're training them some specific thing. You're educating them. Maybe you're changing some limiting beliefs that they have, helping them, educating them, understand what network marketing is, understanding what your company is, what this industry is all about. You're motivating them. Maybe you're a motivational type of person. You like to hop on camera. You don't really like to give tutorial videos or how-tos, but you just want to scream into the camera because you're fired up, right? You got a lot of energy. Maybe you like chugged a Red Bull or something. You're just like 5-hour energy and you're just roided out, dude. So you just want to motivate people, right? Or you want to inspire them through your motivation. The way you're going to inspire people is just consistent content that does all these things right here, okay? So no matter what you're doing for value, you guys, so how to make money blogging, you just give them a lot of tips and everything to construct an effective blog, show them MLSP sites, right? So show them the blogging platform, show them how simple it is to use and how they can create a blog, in under 10 minutes. Show them how to do that. And then what you'd want to do at the end of the video is give a CTA, okay? A call to action. Now, a call to action, a simple one that I'm going to start doing all my videos. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I'm not perfect, you guys, but if you can do this in every video and you remember to do it as you're doing your videos, the best way to do it is to tell them to subscribe to your YouTube channel so you can start building your subscriber base. Like and comment on the video. So you say, if you got value out of this video, make sure to like it. Leave a comment below with your questions, your observations, or your thoughts, and share this video with your friends and business partners if you think they could get value from this as well. What this is going to do is not only build your YouTube, it's going to increase the ranking on your video, because more comments and more likes that you have, the better ranking you're going to get. And when people share it on social media, that's how it goes viral. If you get a lot of shares on Facebook and just people sharing your content, the better content you create, the more shares you're going to get, the more likes you're going to get. But this call to action, helps increase that even more right there. And also, here's an additional call to action you can throw in. Okay, this is how you generate leads, you guys, and it's really, really simple. So, okay, so after you say, share this video with your friends and business partners if you got value out of it. And if you like additional training, I've created a free bonus, or I have a free bonus for you about maybe, like, since I've created an ebook, I say I have a free bonus, a free 29-page ebook showing you how to brand yourself like a professional online so you can make your first $10,000 inside your business. If you'd like to download that, all you got to do is go to growwithnick.com, click the link below, and I'll see you on the other side. Right there, you guys. That's one of the most effective ways to generate leads, okay? It's attention getter. You give a lot of value, call to action. If you give enough value, they're going to click your link. They're going to download it, you guys, and you're going to be able to generate a lot of leads. Like if I just go into my Aweber really quick before I pass this back off to Paul, I know I'm taking a little long here, you guys. Check this out. So right now it's about 7:30. I already have 39 leads today, 49 leads yesterday. This will be over 40. Because I'm giving stronger call to actions in my videos, these leads are getting more and more and more, to the point where, I'll eventually get up to 50 leads a day. Eventually I'll get to 100 leads a day, then 200 leads per day. The more content, the more bricks that I have out there on YouTube. So hopefully you guys got value out of that. I hope you took notes on this. I don't even know how to find the freaking, okay, there we go. Let me stop sharing my screen really quick. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to be coming out with that. Let me hold on a second. How do I stop sharing this real quick? Okay, there we go. But I'm going to be coming out with a 3-part training series, you guys, that goes more specifically into exactly how you can rank your YouTube videos, because this just kind of gives you a brief outline on identifying your target market, the keyword research. But when I create that video, it's like 30 minutes long. You guys are going to see the process that I go through with the description, the tags, what to say in your video, the annotations, literally everything from A to Z. So stay tuned. I'm going to post that in the group page. But with that being said, I'm going to pass this off to you, Paul. And if you want to give everyone your plan of action, man, and 30-day roadmap, dude, I'm stoked to take notes on this as well.
Yeah, what's up, guys? That was amazing, Nick. Thank you. If you guys are watching that and you're like, damn, I want to get to Nick's level, you got to realize it takes a little bit of persistence. I talked a little bit about consistency. Now it takes a little bit of persistence. Me, I'm not the type of kid
Where I grew up, everything was always easy. Everything was, like, oh, okay, I have a new idea. I have a new idea. I had to develop the skill set. I had to develop the discipline, right? Put into motion that discipline. And what's that mean? Well, every single day that you do one little thing, okay, it helps you to build your self-esteem. Because the greatest form of unhappiness is when you're unhappy with yourself. So when you become unhappy with yourself, you tend to do less and less and less and less. Nick's developed this habit now that it's actually normal for him to do something like he does every single day, to simply create a new piece of content, simply help him help his YouTube channel rank a video, simply go out there, create a new video. It feels normal to him now, and that's something that's going to happen for you too. But you got to understand that if you're looking at Nick right now and you feel like you can't do it, then there's something wrong up here. Okay, if you're looking at Nick and you're looking at the content, you're looking at the views, you're looking at, it's something that anyone and everyone can do. It's just something that like I said, you have a limiting belief, and what you need to do is you need to work a little bit every single day to help yourself overcome that. I think that's the best remedy possible. If you're not doing that, well, then you obviously know, all right, that there's something wrong with your disciplines, there's something wrong with your attitude, maybe there's something wrong, and it's nothing exterior, it's all interior. And I'm not saying this to call you out, I'm simply saying this so you start to understand where the problem lies and where you can go to work on it. So that being said, thank you so much, Nick. And if you want to learn how to do some keyword research and you still don't know how that all works, and you're like looking at that, I'm sure a few of you were like lost halfway through there, because he was saying, low competition, high. Honestly, all that stuff, you don't have to worry about right now. And if you want to learn how to do that in the MLSP back office, if you go to marketing strategies, you click that tab, training. You go down to marketing strategies. Marketing strategies, you go down from there, and there's a tab called keyword research. And you get, a 7-figure blogger that teaches you how to do keyword research. All right, very, very powerful, very important that you learn how to do that stuff, because then that way your content, you'll be creating content on purpose, right? Creating content on purpose, and that's what's so important. So you guys, the first thing I want to talk about in the notes, like I said, is how to create content, or excuse me, the types of content to create to entice the perfect customer. And Nick went over this a little bit, okay? And probably more than I'm going to go over right now, because I think at this point in time, you really need to get down to the specifics of your target market. The reality is, if you don't want a bunch of brand new freaking network marketers joining your team, if you don't want negative Nancy over here or evil Tim over there joining your business, okay, you like how I said evil Tim? I hope Tim's not on the call, either or. I got a couple of people that named Tim. If you don't want evil Tim on your team, and then every single time something goes wrong, he complains, cries, whines, he gripes, whatever it may be that these people do all the time, which we've all had them on the team, right? We've all had someone join where they're a pain in the ass, and you're like, I don't want to take this call right now, but if I feel like if I don't, they're going to be like, I shouldn't have joined, and they're going to quit. Those are not the people you want on your team. The person you want on your team is the type of person, right, that doesn't need you to be successful. That, maybe asks you a few questions here and there, but rarely, and figures out and realizes that they're resourceful enough to go get the answer on their own. See, Nick and I are those types of people. If there's one thing I admire about Nick, is I've never, ever, ever had him hit me up saying, yo, how do I do this? You know what he does? He simply looks it up. That's it. What do you do when you have a question these days? I'm telling you, Google knows more than every single one of you and every single, person that I know. So my point is, if Google knows all of this stuff, if someone in the world knows all of this stuff, if a book contains the information you seek, you simply seek the information. You go and find it, okay? So I'm getting off on a tangent here, but here's the point, all right? If you want to create content, all right, to entice the perfect customer, you don't want negative Nancy on your team, what do? You create content for your target market. Now, who's your target market? Obviously, define them. All right, the more specific, the better. If they've been involved in, in network marketing for 2 years, if they've been involved in business for 5, whatever it may be, and you realize, well, who do I want on my team? I want someone like me. Okay, begin to describe yourself a little bit more, and then make up a name, and then talk a little bit about their job, their lifestyle, whatever. Now, here's the point. Your content, whether it's a blog post, whether it's a video, whether it's through social media, needs to be speaking to that person all the time. Your message needs to be directed to that person all the time. You need to use the same language that that person uses. All right? Someone who just got started in network marketing, okay, is not going to know the difference between a binary compensation plan, all right, and any other compensation plan out there. I know there's hybrids, I know there's 3 legs, I know there's 2, I know there's nowadays there's ones where there's just a single line and everyone gets stacked on those. There's so many different things that these are terms that people that have been involved with network marketing, usually on an average of 1 to 2 years, maybe 6 months if they're really overzealous with it and they really get to work, all right, are going to do. And what's that mean? If they've been involved for that long, they're probably not quitters. If they're probably not quitters, are these the people you want to join on your team? Probably yes. So what are you going to do when you create content? Speak to these types of people. Use the same language that they use. Speak the same way that they speak. Share with them content that you would have liked to hear 3 months ago if they've been involved for 3 months less than you. Give them content using valuable information that you would think, holy crap. Like, now that right there, I would have paid money for. You give enough value like that away and people are going to view you as the authority. They're like, holy crap, this person really knows what they're talking about. Now, how do you get these ideas? It's all back to MLSP, right? You don't need all the ideas. You don't need all the information. You don't need everything right now. If you're still stuck, figuring out, because last week I talked about, creating content for the next 30 days. I think that's a pretty simple thing. If you're still stuck and you don't know what to do, you know what you do? You go into the MLSP back office, go on the training tab, either go to the training library or their marketing strategies, and I kid you not, write down each and every single one of those things that you would like to learn, and even better, that you will teach. Notice I said no, you will. I didn't say, you want to teach. I said you will teach. I need you to understand that if you go and learn this stuff and then you go and teach it, you're going to get that much better. See, right now, by me speaking to you guys and telling you, the things that I kind of know right now, I'm actually, who's getting the better end of the stick here? I am. Because I realize that now I'm picking up even more information by teaching it. Okay, the teacher always gains the most knowledge simply by being up on the stand, being up on the podium, whatever it may be, because they are not only, learning, and not only have they learned, but now they're teaching it, and that allows them to get to a different level. So I need you guys to understand that if you don't have content, and you can't think of content right now, don't worry about it. Whatever you want to learn, you teach that. How about that? That makes life pretty simple. That makes life pretty easy. Create content that you don't even know about yet, but you know that if I simply go through it, spend an hour learning it, I can write down main key points. And you know what I do? I toss that in a quick blog post. 3 points to help you, yada, yada, yada. 3 reasons you should blank. All of these things. You know what else you do? You look at other people's blogs. If you like someone's stuff, Ray Hagan, for instance, go look at page 70 of his blog. You're going to see content that you're going to be like, holy crap, dude, like, that's a good idea. And I'm not saying, completely like, take every single word for word what he said and put it in your own blog. That's stupid. But rip off and duplicate. Take everything, his ideas and, put your own little spin on it. Put a cuss word in there if you like. Like, you're going to relate with people that much more. You know what I mean? Nick and I, we use a few cuss words. We're not too vulgar, but here and there we'll say, ass or damn or shit. And inside of our content, because we realize we're human beings. You're a human being. You've heard these words before. You're not an 8-year-old child. You're gonna relate with us more if you hear that, because how do you speak right with anyone that you really know? All right, unless you're my mom, who's an absolute saint, you cuss here and there. Right? So my point here is speak in the language. Okay, now again, blog posts and videos are going to be your bricks. They're going to help you to stack up that empire, all right, over a longer period of time. If you learn how to do a little bit of keyword research, you learn how to create a video, once you create this content, well, what do? You post it up everywhere. You post, let's say I make one video today, kind of like Nick does. I need you to understand that Nick isn't just taking, making a video and then posting it up to YouTube and hoping for views. He's driving traffic there. And how does he do that? He uses every single social media platform that he possibly can to get the word out. He uses his email list to get the word out. You ever notice that when you're either on my email list or Nick's email list, and I don't email you too often because I don't want you to feel like massive bombard, all of these advertisements and all that stuff. I want you to feel like, okay, when I get on a call or when Paul emails me, all right, he's providing me real value, and I value that relationship, and because of that, I'm going to open every single one of his emails. You know, I don't open up Walmart emails. I don't even get those. You know, I think I did one point, you know, like in high school, and they were so damn annoying. I just had to delete them completely because I was like, all you were trying to do is get me in to get a $2, you know, coupon off of whatever, and I honestly couldn't care less. So my point is, I build that value, I build that relationship. Nick, when he creates content, okay, he takes that content and not only, you know, posts it everywhere, but sometimes he even repurposes it. He's like, oh, I could have added that idea. So he takes another, you know, idea, adds it to an entire content, and then retosses it out on Facebook. He tosses up a picture on Instagram. You know, he'll use it on his Google Plus. He'll put it on YouTube, rank it. He will email his list about it, send them to his Facebook post. Here's a little hint, you guys, if you don't know, you can actually, you know, once you build your email list, make a post on Facebook and boost that post free, all right, by simply sending and driving traffic from your email list to that post. Here's the link to this new post I just made. I know you're going to love it. It shares with you blank, 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 blank. Most people don't even think about that. You know, what we're going to do with this hangout is probably share the replay. All right, I told my list I was probably not going to do it to get them on, build a little bit of urgency, right? I might just do that. I might be cool for them. But that's the reality. Every single piece of content you share and repurpose it and put it everywhere you can possibly get eyes in front of it. And that right there, my friend, is how you create content. Not only create content, but attract the perfect customer. Because if you're speaking to a specific person, well, then you're going to get that person involved in whatever it is that you're doing. The rest, they don't understand. The rest, they don't know what you're talking about. So you're not going to have that person join you. You starting to feel what I'm saying, you guys? Next thing, you guys, how to create content that sells your product or service. And let me look over here. Let's see here. Okay, cool. So the first point here is you need to work backwards. When you are trying to sell anything, you need to work backwards. See, I used to be the person that I would create content, all right, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, now I need to have I need to have a button here, maybe. I need to have an opt-in form over there. I need to have a little sales letter down here. I need to say, P.S. Thank you for reading this post. Now here's something completely unrelated. You know, it just doesn't really make sense and it doesn't really help. A cool little hint, you guys, if you want to create a blog post, which by the way, if you haven't been using MLSP sites, please do. All right, please do. It's free, basically free hosting. You know, a bunch of plugins that are free that normally cost you $100, all sorts of cool stuff that you're normally going to pay for outside on a monthly basis that you get included with MLSP. And here's the deal, you guys. If you have a blog post that you're trying to create for, all right, well, again, think and work backwards. What is the very first thing that I'm trying to sell by posting this content? Okay, so if I'm speaking to entrepreneurs, let's say I just posted my most recent post. You know, if you haven't checked it out, you can kind of check it out. It's paulivacoli.com. And I created a really cool image on canva.com. All right, please use canva.com if you aren't already, if you're not great at, you know, Photoshop. You know, Nick and I, we have a little bit of experience because we had to, you know, fiddle around with it a lot. Took many hours, and I don't want you to worry about, you know, well, I don't have a good picture, so I can't post this. Post it anyways. I feel like, you know, Nick's so right, and I'm in the same boat as everyone else. You know, listen to me carefully, but don't watch me too closely. And here's the deal. You know, I'm in the same boat as anyone else. I sometimes feel like it has to be perfect to post it. But I also create a deadline for myself. I need to get this done today. And if I don't have everything looking and feeling and acting exactly the way I want it to, well, I post it anyways. Because it's better to put stuff out there than to keep people waiting. It's better to stay in someone's mind at all times as opposed to allowing them to forget about you and the value that you provide in their life and in their business. So anyways, when I'm creating content, I always think in terms of, you know, what am I going to sell? My last post, well, I wanted to sell, you know, the MLSP, you know, platform. Okay, so I talked to entrepreneurs because a lot of entrepreneurs just don't know what they're doing when it comes to the online world. Okay, so I have a little button. Now, I really want you guys to check this out. You know, I don't even need to, I'm not going to worry about it here. I'm going to pull it up right now. Let me do that really quick. And I'm going to show you guys here how it kind of looks. All right, now it doesn't need to be as pretty as mine. Mine took a little bit of time. It took a little bit of learning. It took a little bit of, you know, getting a plug in here, you know, making it, you know, a little tweak there. I don't want you to worry about all this stuff, but I'm going to share my screen with you right now to show you kind of how content needs to look in order, all right, in order to get someone to buy whatever it is that you're selling. So hold on one second. Let me share my screen. And I want Nick to let me know if it is working. Can you guys see that?
Yep, you're good.
Cool. So right here, this is my website. It's paulivacoli.com. I guess we're both advertising Nick here, right? I hope you guys check it out. I really put a lot of time. I love this website. I'm going to continue to build and continue to add content. Now, if you click on blog, all right, you're going to see my latest post right here, 5 qualities you need to become a successful entrepreneur. All right, cool little image. I mean, if you like that image, you can create your very own on canva.com. Really cool. You get a bunch of free images all over the place. You get to add a bunch of, cool text, good looking stuff. I just took these images offline. Pretty simple. I made them darker. I added this cool colored stuff. And that was my image. And it took me all but, 40 minutes. But, this can be shared 1,000 times. Now that it's here, notice, look at it. I was shared 17 times already. Now that it's here, okay, people are going to view it and people are going to share it and people are going to see it. And the more and more people are going to, continue to like it and continue to share it. And if I send this in an email, a year from now, if I added an email autoresponder, a year from now, people can see this exact same piece of content. And so 45 minutes for, maybe a couple $1,000s I make on this post alone, well worth it, right? But check this out. Right here, you notice, like, this is the headline: 5 qualities you need to become a successful entrepreneur. Okay. I talked about some stuff: vision, yada, 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 faith, right? Consistency, persistency, emotional control. But if you notice, this entire time, it's less about the content. Yes, I want to provide real value. Yes, I want people to like my content. Yes, I want people to really gain, some knowledge that they didn't have before and use it in their business and help them in their lives. But I also want to capture a lead. So there's multiple ways to capture leads. Sometimes, okay, and I'm in my WordPress back office, as you can see here. Sometimes I'll have this little bar right here that says learn how to yada, yada, yada. But if you notice, my real main focus is right now is to sell the MLSP platform, a $10 trial. And I used, this button right here to do it. So in this entire thing, I'm speaking to entrepreneurs, but the reason I'm speaking to entrepreneurs is because I want to sell this. Want to increase traffic, leads, and sales in your business? Question mark. Get access to my list of proven resources. Now, entrepreneurs, is that going to appeal to them? Well, yeah, because most entrepreneurs understand, and here's the deal. Again, I'm speaking to my target. I don't want someone who doesn't know the term traffic. I don't want someone that doesn't know the term leads, because at this point, what's that mean? Well, they're not going to do very well with what I'm teaching, and they're probably going to quit because they're like, I'm confused, right? So because I'm speaking in that language, they're going to understand a little bit more, and I'm probably going to attract the right person. So again, you see this button right here, right? And the last one, a cool little tip again, you can add another plugin where you can have people tweet a quote from your entire post right here, like at the Fearless Entrepreneur can and will achieve anything. They click on that, it shares this blog post with people on there, and that's going to get more and more views, more and more eyes, and then more and more people actually in front of this right here. This is the most important part, and if that isn't, this right here definitely is. Did you like or learn something new? Right at this point, they click. If I went on a little long there, you guys. They click on that, and it takes them to a capture page I created using the funnelizer and MLSP. But notice I have a button there and I don't have an opt-in form right away. Sorry, if you click back, you notice it's just a button and not an opt-in form. Why? Because it's a lot easier for someone to make the commitment of simply clicking a button as it is for someone to actually do the hard work of typing in their email. It's a lot easier, but once they click on this, they're already committed. And since they're committed, and since this is congruent with what I just said, want my list of proven resources to increase traffic, leads, and sales for your business? Well, they're going to probably put their email in. They're going to click let me in. And I actually get pretty high conversions on this simple reason. So what's it all come down to at that point then? What's it all come back to? Okay. Well, creating content, and more importantly than creating content is, having something to sell and then create the content around what you're trying to sell. Okay, and obviously in terms of traffic, leads, and business or sales for your business, pretty obvious, you guys. It's not the most general, or excuse me, not the most specific thing in the world, but it is specific enough to entrepreneurs that are in my target market that are probably going to click on that link anyways. And so that's a pretty cool thing. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. Stop sharing. Looks like I'm back. Cool. So I hope you guys got value from that. Now that you know how to create content that sells your product, the third thing, you guys, okay, so last week I talked about, a 30-day content aggregation plan. You know, how are we going to get to work here? How are you going to actually become what it is that you want to become, right? Because it's easy to get overwhelmed, and it's easy when you create one piece of content to wait till next week to create the next piece. Wait till 2 weeks from now and you're like, crap, dude, you know what's going on that entire time? People are forgetting about you. People don't remember what you did last. They don't remember your last post. There's too much going on their social media feed for them to even care. There's too much going on in their life for them to check every single one of your emails. There's too much going on. So you need to stay forefront in these people's minds, right? And so that's why I was like, well, here's the deal, you guys. Let's create a 30-day content plan to help you guys explode your business. And I thought that was a pretty cool deal. And for those of you guys watching right now, the replay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch the replay. It's somewhere in the group page, and I'm not going to personally worry about it. You know, at this point, I think with this video, you're going to understand that 30 days of content is really going to help you to become what you want to become. Because what it's allowing you to do at this point in time, it's less about all of the quality content, and it's more about you developing not only the persistence, not only the consistency, you know, these entrepreneurial things I just talked about in that post, right? But the confidence and the belief in yourself to keep moving forward. You know, it's easy to sit back for a week and say that last post is going to carry me into next week. But that's just not the case, especially not in this fast-paced world. And, you know, I was stuck there for a long time. I want you guys to understand that, you know, I'm human. Nick is human. The only difference between me and you, all right, is that I've had a little bit longer. And I've worked at it a little bit more. But that entire time, I was building up my belief just like you. There were times where I didn't honestly feel like. There were times where like I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I sounded. I didn't like the way I wrote. But you simply get better. And the best part was I posted up the crap that I didn't want anyone to see anyways. You know what that allowed me to do? You know, if you're a guy, develop the balls to go and do it again. And if you're a girl, I don't even know how to, you know, how to say what you would do for you if you were a girl, right? Maybe your voice gets a little bit deeper. I don't know. But, you know, this 30 days is really, really powerful. But you got to understand that it needs to be done consistently for 30 days. Now, if you can do this for 30 days, imagine the type of person you'll become, right? One of my favorite quotes of all time. And, you know, you guys keep hearing me say, you know, things about this Jim Rohn guy. If you haven't listened to him 1,000 times yet, please do. All right. You get a lot of people like, I've heard him before. Well, cool. Listen to him again and again and again. And you'll always, you'll never get bored, and you'll always pick something up new. That's the way I've seen it. To this day, I haven't listened to anyone more than I've listened to him. And, you know, for reasons that really compel me and drive me forward. But one of my favorite quotes of all time, you know, Mr. Shoaff, his mentor, was a guy who died in his 40s. And Jim Rohn was, you know, 25 years old. For the last 6 years, he'd been dead broke, dead in the water, dropped out of college after going for about a year, you know, got his family started, was late on his bills, was behind on his payments, all right? His car got, you know, it basically got repoed at one point, was so embarrassed and so disgusted with himself and so tired of living the way he did. He met this guy named Earl Shoaff. Now, how can you explain that good fortune, right? You can't. You can't really explain it. But I do know one thing. The law of attraction works. Prayer works. And when the student is ready, the master will appear. So I believe that's what kind of happened in that whole situation. And so the point here is, right, Earl Shoaff said, hey, Jim Rohn, and this was back in, I want to say, he was born in the 30s. I want to say this was back in, let's see here, the 60s, early 60s, late 50s. You know, Earl Shoaff said, Jim, hey, make it a goal to become a millionaire, okay? And Jim was thinking to himself, make $1 million? Sounds fancy, sounds cool. You know, it's got a nice ring to it. That's just the exact way he says it. It's got a nice ring to it. Become a millionaire. And, you know, so Earl Shoaff said, here's the deal. I want you to become a millionaire. And here's why. For what it will make of you to achieve it. For what it will make of you to achieve it. And like I said, you know, in the 50s, $1 million was worth a lot more than it is today. But even then, you know, $1 million will, imagine the type of person you would have to become in the process. So how does this 30 days relate to you and that first million? How does this 30 days relate to you in your life with all the crap you have going on, with all the people you feel like just don't care? Well, there's someone out there just like you who feels the exact same way, who looks for someone like you, who's waiting, who's praying for someone like you to come into their lives and help them, right? And if that's the case, some people are willing to pay you a lot of money in order to help them. Some people are willing to take out loans. You know, Mark Hoverson, every single time that someone said they didn't have the money, right? He said this, well, if you knew how to get the money, how would you get the money? If you knew how to get the money, where would you get the money? You know, and people were like, well, I would, you know, go out and sell this. I would go out and ask my grandpa. I would go out and, create something. I would go out and work an extra job. Perfect. Then go do it. Why would he do that? See, this is a shift that has to happen in your mind, right? But why would someone like Mark Hoverson, who's made $20 million in the industry, all right, the MLM field, the MLM space, the information marketing world, why would a guy like that have someone go and, take out a loan or go out there and ask, grandma for some extra money to go and pay for his $5,000 product? Why? He doesn't need the money, because here's the deal. He's so confident in his ability and product or service to help them achieve what it is that they actually want. He knows for 100% certain, right? 100% that if they go and do this, now they're that much more committed. See, it's easy to let go of something or just put it off, wait for it to come in the future when you don't pay for it. But when you pay for it, you're that much more committed. You're that much more likely. If you just spent, $1,000 on a nice 2-person meal in one of the fanciest restaurants in, Montana, let's say not Montana, I'm in Montana, that's why I say that. Let's say New York, all right? You're not going to sit there and let it go to waste. Oh, we can eat it later. You're going to eat that thing while it's hot, fresh out of the oven. And my point with this whole story, I'm getting better at this stuff, you guys. I'm liking it. I just made that up, and I'm like, it's cool. Check this out, you guys. And it's practice. It's practice, 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 practice. I'm on these calls all the time. You should be too. Here's my point. You're not going to wait for it to go cold. You're going to eat it now. It's the same thing when you and Mark Hoverson tells someone to spend money, right? You need to get over this whole thing like, but he doesn't need it, and they're taking out a loan, and they're hurting for it. It's called belief. All right. And, I've had conversations with people over and over and over again. And it's something that I'm working on myself. It's something that Nick's working on. It's something that you need to work on. Don't we all need to work on it? If you're on this call, you understand that you need to work on it. And unless you have exactly everything you want, which, in this case, I don't think you do. And if you do, more power to you. But there's always something more to achieve, right? There's always something more to have. The guy who says, you pity the guy who says, well, I don't need much. That was my dad. My whole life, that was my dad. Dad, if you're watching this, I love you. I don't need much. Well, then you don't need to become much, right? Then you don't need to become much. Make it a goal to make $1 million for what you will become in the process. Now, this 30 days, it's not about the best content in the world. It's not about having the prettiest looking site. It's not about, being, everything you thought you could possibly be within 30 days. It's not about all that stuff. It's simply about getting the content out there, no matter how ugly, no matter how crappy it is, at least in your eyes, someone else is going to view that as gold, right? One man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Someone else is going to view that as gold, and that's going to allow you to build up your confidence and move forward. It's going to allow you to build up that belief and move forward. It's going to allow you to be able to get up and say, I will, as opposed to, can I? You guys starting to see what I'm saying here? So that's what the 30 days is for. I hope if by now you haven't created a 30-day content creation roadmap for yourself, okay, please do. Tonight was supposed to be, December 1st was supposed to be the first of the 30 days, even through Christmas. If Christmas simply means you post up one status with a link to a blog post, whatever, so be it. As long as you did it, right? Now I understand Not everyone's going to do a bunch of blogs. Not everyone's going to do a bunch of videos. You know, this can be personalized and is up to you. But if that story held any power, if it built up any emotion, if it made you feel like, wow, you know what? There's a normal guy on the other side of the camera. And since I'm a normal person, I'm a freaking human being. I have 2 legs, 2 arms, maybe even one, right? Maybe even one. And if he can do it, I can do it, right? If we all can do it, well, then any of us can do it. And so you need to understand that it's only 30 days. What's this sacrifice? What's 2016 going to look like if you don't get your start now? I hate so much. I used to work at a gym. And as with any gym, January is a busy month. Usually just January. Halfway into February, March slows down. By summer, it's dead. Now, it's like that for everyone. Why? Because the numbers never change, only the faces do, right? So you need to understand here that you don't want to be one of those faces. You don't want to be like Aunt Jemima, right? On freaking, New Year's Day, getting to work on a goal. You have 30 days to close 2015 out strong. And if you don't do it, well then, that says something about your disciplines. It says something about your disciplines. Now, your disciplines say a lot about you. Your disciplines say a lot about your attitude. They say a lot about your personal philosophy, right? They say a lot about you. And you don't want to be caught on January 1st. You want to be caught, 5 years from now, explaining instead of celebrating. You don't want to be explaining to everyone why you could have or should have. You want to be celebrating your successes with the people that you love. But it's so hard sometimes to get that start. And so that's why this group is here. That's why this group is here to help you, right, achieve that goal. Every single day, we're going to be creating content with you. And if you don't do it, all right, then just know that that's your loss. But there's always tomorrow. I don't want you to feel like I'm out of the game because I missed one day. Understand that you have a day to amend your errors. You have a day to get to work. Okay, if you missed one day because it really was the busiest day of your life, or maybe you were out traveling and you got a late flight, and you were up all night and you had to sleep for the next 3 hours, whatever it may be, and you had to miss that day, totally fine. Life happens, but make sure to amend your error the next day. Okay, so don't get caught up feeling bad, because I understand. One of the things I wrote about in that blog post was emotional control. And that was the thing that I struggle with the most, emotional control. Nick is better than me at that. He knows for sure. We used to play this game called Super Smash Bros. On the N64. And I hated him every time he beat me. I was like, God. And then I realized, it's just a game. But, isn't this life just a game? I think, a lot of the times, you're going to come out a winner or a loser. You can see a lot of losers, on to early graves. But it's the winners we remember. And so these winners are good at controlling their emotions. That when crap happens, when you don't do something, you don't let it get you down. And instead, you simply say, I will. I will. And you repeat that enough to yourself. Now, you don't need massive bombard affirmations, all this subconscious stuff. I think it works to a degree. But the day you say I will and you actually do it is when you really start to see changes. Right. So that being said, you guys, this content roadmap, the last thing I want to talk about is this content roadmap and how you can develop your own. And I need you to do this, all right now, tonight, by tomorrow, whatever it may be. You missed a day. So what? So what? Go on to January 2nd if you need to with this 30 days, whatever it may be. All right. But check this out. For 30 days, create a piece of content. Now, this content can be in the form of, a blog post. Right? So you have MLSP sites for that. Okay, you have the training, the tools, everything there for you. It can be in the form of a video. Now this video, you can toss in a blog post, toss it on YouTube, upload it to Facebook, share it with your email list, right? Now those are the best forms of content, blogs and video, okay? Now, I don't recommend killing yourself, but I do understand that if you're trying to do a blog post every day and you're new to it, well, after 30 days, if you try to do one every single day, you're going to get decent at it, but you don't want to kill yourself and you don't want to put out there mediocre content. I think with blog posts, it needs to be the most valuable. Video is more powerful than writing right now on the internet. Most people watch videos more than they do, blogs. However, blogs need to really be compelling and more powerful than video. So I recommend around 2 days a week blog post. That's what I'm going to do. This 30 days, I just posted my first one today, December 1st. I told myself I was going to do it. I did it. You told yourself you were going to do something. Did you show up? Right? So the first day, today I posted a blog post. Now I'm going to do that 2 times a week, but I decided I'm going to make these quality over quantity. Quality. Is this content shareable? Because a video, it's something that everyone sees. You're getting your face out there. Really cool. For me, for Nick, it's something like, he puts it up on YouTube. He's got a couple of channels that have some real authority, and they're ranked more highly. All right? They're ranked more highly than most people's, and that's okay. It's not going to happen for you right away. I need you to understand that your videos aren't going to be on the first page of YouTube right away, and that's okay. However, okay, just understand that these blog posts, you want to make quality, because that can be shareable. Someone sees value in that, they're going to be like, oh my God, my team needs this. My friend needs this. My mom went through a hard time. She needs this. Make it about whatever you want, as long as it's quality. So I'm doing 2 of those per week. Now, you can do 1. You can do none, as long as you do something. Okay? Now, every single week now, I'm not 100% sure. I have it on either 2 or 3 days per week. I'm going to do videos. Okay? Now, I know for a fact that that's easy, because video takes a simple 10 minutes thought. Oh, that's a really cool idea. That's a cool idea. Where do you get these ideas? MLSP. I need you to understand. You go in the back office MLSP, watch a training video, one stupid simple idea, one quote. Now you notice Nick's taking notes right now. You guys, if you're taking notes, perfect. I need you to understand, if you're taking notes, perfect, because everything I just shared with you, every single one of those ideas, that simple idea, that simple sentence that I shared with you, Jim Rohn, make it a goal to become a millionaire because of what it will make of you in the process, right? That alone is enough content to make a video. What do? Elaborate a little. Okay? Well, how do you get to this million? Why do you get to this million? What would you do with this million? Now, create a vision behind the million. You're not going to get to the million without it. But if you create this vision, you can become a lot more in the process. You can make an entire video on that alone. One simple sentence, one idea. Elaborate. Challenge yourself a little bit. You're not in school anymore, and if you are, that sucks. But if you're not in school anymore, still challenge yourself, to write a little essay here and there, to challenge your mind to think a little bit more than you do on average. And if you do that, you're going to realize how much crap is really sitting in the back of your mind that you can actually use to post some content up. So for me, 2 to 3 videos per week. Now, what's that other days for? Those other 2 days for? Well, those are the days that I can use to create the content that I'm going to post the next day. But also, I don't have to create a blog post or a video every single day. You don't have to do that. All you do is post up a status. Now, if you have a status and you're active on Twitter, I'm not active on Twitter, so I don't post anything there. I share stuff rarely on there. But if you have a Twitter, post it on your Facebook every single day. I 100% sure I need you to post it on your Facebook. Everyone's got a Facebook. Everyone sees stuff on Facebook. Actually, that's a lie. Facebook algorithm doesn't allow you to see everything on Facebook, but everyone is on Facebook. So that's going to be your best form of social media. Next, if you have an Instagram, I post on Instagram and Facebook, on a daily basis. Now, here's the deal. With Facebook, it doesn't have to be something super, awesome as, for instance, a video or a blog post. It can be a simple post, a simple status. Now, one of my lead magnets, a cool idea, you guys, I'm going to have, some of my top performing, a resource list of my top performing Facebook statuses. Okay, now people are going to opt in for that. They will. Okay, now here's the deal. If I have that, if I have that on my Facebook wall, these statuses, all I have to do is post one status, one simple quote. And that's my daily content, and that's totally fine. That way, you're not freaking killing yourself these next 30 days. But as long as you did something. Now, let's say, okay, here's another scenario. You don't get your blog post out on the day that you wanted to get it out. Every Tuesday and Friday, I want to get a blog post out. And let's just say you don't do it. Well, then what do you do? What do you do? Okay, by 9 o'clock that night, 11 o'clock that night, I didn't do it. You're going to feel a lot better about yourself after the end of 30 days if you didn't miss one. All you do that night, if you missed the blog post, you just didn't get around to it, post up a status. Go up it online, search inspirational status, find one that resonates with you, and post it. It's that simple. It's that simple. And that way, at the end of 30 days, your confidence does not deteriorate, but instead continues to grow, and your belief continues to grow, and this upward progress begins, right? This entire process begins, and it begins with you. So I hope, right now that I not only inspired you, that Nick not only inspired you, right, but we inspired you to action, that by the end of this video, you take exactly what we said and use it to go create a content roadmap, a 30-day content roadmap, and post it in the group page. And if you're watching the replay right now, and this is 5 days later, 10 days later, 30 days later, 1,000 days later, years later, right? And you watch this video right now, and you got value, and you're like, wow, there's something special here, and I want to be a part of it. All right, get back to the person who invited you on the call, or get back to me, or get back to Nick, or get back to anyone. All right, and not only tell them, yo, what is this whole MLSP thing, but make it a decision to get to start on your content roadmap. Like I said, right now, for those of you who are watching it live, lucky you. But if you're watching this in the future, just make a decision to start tomorrow. Get to work on this content roadmap. All right, pick up ideas and just write one sentence out, and that's the day. And you can get to work on that, 2 weeks from now when the time comes. But as long as you're doing something daily, and as long as you got this content roadmap in front of you, you're that much more likely to do it, the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So anyways, you guys, great call. Nick, is there anything that you would like to share?
Honestly, man, you nailed it, dude. So leave it at that. I'm mind blown.
All right, cool. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being on the call. Be sure to share the replay link. It's going to be in the Facebook Marketing Elite group. If you're not involved in the group right now, you can do that. You can, simply add yourself. It's called The Marketing Elite. And we're going to post the replay in there. You can share it. And next week, you guys, actually this Thursday, we're going to have a call. All right. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do it on, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have other people on it. I don't know if I'm going to speak on it. I spoke on the last, 2, 3, and I feel like, it's other people's turn to talk. So this Thursday, we're going to have a call at 9 p.m. Eastern. You need to be there. You need to be there. And here's why. All right. Because I want to see how dedicated, how committed you are to your future in the online world. And if you're there, all right, and you pick up one idea, well, then you can use that to create content. That's another reason you need to be on. And on top of that, if you're there again, you're going to see, we start seeing you around, Nick and I, we're going to be that much more inclined to help you inside of your business, to simply take an hour out of our day to point you in the right direction, right? Again, we don't want the whining Tim, but we do want the person who we can see as willing and committed to create a better future for themselves in the online world. So that being said, thank you for being on the call. Share this with everyone. Watch the replay again and again and again. You're going to keep getting value from it. And we'll see you guys on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Peace.
Bye.